this whole area is the climate, the local climate is influenced by the river shore, which you may have seen. No, there's no way. There's no way, yeah. You know, this might lead to it, you know. Das ist nicht so viel, von Bayern.
Enger, sagten sie auch mal, genau, und da ist kein Rasen dazwischen.
You had to come a little bit earlier, you know, when the apples were on the trees, you know. But that's it.
So.
Look after their bees their own time. Most of them are retired people or whatever. You know, it's kind of a hobby for those as well, you know. And they look after their bees.
Behind you see where the concrete, the cement stuff, and the rough part is? Those were our orchards in May 2006. So everything that has happened on this side has happened since May of last year. So there's a lot of growth here. In the height of construction, we were fitting out 10 tanks a week, an average of 2 per day, and we had 53 people building those. It became very necessary because we wanted to get more and more juice stored, so it was quite a race to get them completed in time for the juice that we had. This year, we're crushing slightly smaller tonnage because we have enough capacity from last year, because we had an exceptionally large crop last year, an exceptionally large crushing period. We have about 600 tons of apples in stock any time of the day or night here. That's what we'd like to hold, 600 tons of apples. In a given year, we'll crush about 6,000 of those trailers worth of apples, which is a lot of apples in a given year. So it's quite a big operation. This is our busiest time of the year because we have 28 gentlemen crushing the apples in a very old way, and I think you'll see that in the morning if I'm not badly mistaken, yeah? So you're going to the old traditional factory tomorrow morning, and you'll see how it used to be done, how it still is done. And this is the modern way of doing it. So instead of 28 people, we take 4 people in down here, and we can do the same thing, only maybe 3 times as much in an hour. So it's not quite as romantic and as charming as what you're going to see tomorrow, but it is a more modern plant. We'll go and have a closer look if you wait. In terms of speed, this plant can crush one of these bays in probably 2 hours, 2.5 hours if they're not going so well, which basically means that we can crush 2 of these trailers, well, I suppose realistically we can crush one of those trailers an hour, and we produce 8 per shift. So we have a lot of throughput, we have a lot of apples we get through the system very, very quickly here. We use about 17 different varieties of apples, and we have introduced our own variety of Bramley apple this year for the first time, and we have planted, I think, somewhere in the region of 18,000 apple trees this year. Next year we hope to plant up to 300,000 apple trees in southern Ireland. It gives us better control over the apples that we have, and it also gives us quicker access to them, so that when they're picked we can get them in here and we can crush them very, very quickly. That's our plan. It's going to take a number of years to come to fruition, but it will happen. So then we'll have all our own crop hopefully in Ireland in a couple of years' time, a very few years' time in fact. This year we're looking for up to 60,000 tons of apples, which is a lot of apples. Yeah?
And these things, red apples...
it doesn't matter, I'll tell you why. Every apple that we have... Whoa, that's a bad one, isn't it? Try again. I got lucky. They're full of acid. And the acid in the apple will not support bacteria. It will not allow it to grow. Because our product is so acidic, we have no bacteria, contamination, bugs, etc. The only problem that you will ever have with cider is if it gets oxygenated. In other words, if you pour it into a glass and leave it for a number of hours, you come back, it's very cloudy, it's very foggy, you can't see through it. That's the only way that cider will spoil. It preserves itself, it keeps itself very well apart from that. It should take him probably about 2 to 2.5 hours to do all of these apples.
Oh.
So between now and machines downstairs. We're going to put 8 more upstairs, and these machines do 30,000 litres per hour of cider. Filter 30,000 litres an hour. So right now we're filtering somewhere in the region of 240,000 litres of cider every hour that these machines are running. We will have 480,000 capacity when we're actually finished the plant here. So almost 500,000 litres an hour is what we will manufacture at this part of the plant. So a lot of cider, a lot of apple juice. Smell, juice, bacon smell of that. We have manufacturing and processing facilities that can do 150,000 litres an hour to feed the line with finished product. What we saw a few minutes ago was rough, it was coarse, but when the product is finished we can do about 150,000 litres an hour of finished product. So in terms of capacity, it is a huge plant. It's expanded magnificently, and we have very, very ambitious plans for further expansion also. We'll go in and we'll see what's happening. All the bottles in here are new. Okay, so we'll see the new bottles going in. You'll see them going into the first wheel, which will rinse them, and the second wheel is going to fill them, and there's a tiny little wheel at the side that's going to put the caps on them. And then we'll see the labels going on, and we'll see them going into the wrapping, and we'll come back out then again. So if you have any questions, if we can hear inside, good. If we can't, we'll answer when we come back out. Is that fair enough? Yes. Okay, so we'll put on our glasses, except those will bring their own, and we'll go in for a few more.